Lagos is a city that never stops moving. It thrives on constant motion, enterprise, and vibrant energy filling every street corner from dawn until midnight. If you listen closely, that energy has a distinct soundtrack. It's the roaring engines of donfos navigating traffic, the loudspeakers of street vendors competing for attention, and the ceaseless honking echoing through crowded markets. We treat this overwhelming volume as part of the city's character, but living continuously inside this cacophony does active damage to the people who call Lagos home. While we have spent decades focusing on the quality of our air and water, we have largely overlooked noise. It functions as an invisible pollutant, affecting our well-being in ways that are often ignored until the physical damage is already done. This diagram shows what happens inside the human auditory system under extreme acoustic stress. When sound waves hit high amplitudes and stay there, they cause physical, mechanical trauma to the delicate hair cells of the inner ear. Over time, this constant battering results in permanent hearing loss and tinnitus, a persistent ringing in the ears. But the damage travels much further than the ear. This chart shows how constant noise exposure acts as a chronic systemic stressor. The body reacts to the relentless volume by continuously releasing stress hormones, leading directly to high blood pressure, severe sleep disturbances, and an elevated risk of cardiovascular disease. For millions of residents navigating a high-pressure urban environment, this invisible biological toll constantly chips away at their baseline health and degrades their cognitive performance. The extreme volume in Lagos does not happen by accident. It is the direct byproduct of specific physical gaps in the city's infrastructure. The first major failure is the power grid. Because the electrical supply is highly inconsistent, millions of homes and businesses are forced to run heavy diesel and petrol generators. This blankets entire neighborhoods in an inescapable heavy baseline hum. Then there is the transit network. With massive urban density and limited road capacity, the streets become severe bottlenecks. Drivers of heavy commercial vehicles and passenger vans are stuck in constant gridlock, resulting in thousands of idling engines and aggressive, localized honking. Because these densely populated traffic zones lack proper noise control measures, the physical layout of the concrete roads and surrounding structures traps the sound. These multi-lane transit corridors effectively act as massive echo chambers. Until the underlying energy supply and transit systems are repaired, the default volume of the city will stay locked at levels that are biologically hazardous. Rapid urban development adds a third layer to the noise. Heavy industrial construction activities operate continuously, and as you can see here, they often run right up against active roadways and residential areas without any spatial buffers to block the sound. There is also a significant overlap between residential zones and social spaces. Large-scale religious gatherings, street parties, and late-night events frequently deploy massive, high-volume loudspeakers directly in the center of tightly packed communities. Combine millions of humming generators, daily multi-lane gridlock, unregulated construction, and heavily amplified social gatherings, you end up with stacked systemic failures that guarantee an acoustic environment deeply hostile to human health. Lowering the volume in Lagos is entirely possible. It requires responsible sound management rather than stripping away the energy of the city. The first step is regulatory. The Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency already has established permissible noise limits for residential, commercial, and industrial zones. The city needs strict, routine monitoring of these limits, supported by meaningful financial penalties and real-time tracking for event permits. Next is urban planning. As you can see in this view, integrating natural buffer zones and expansive green spaces directly into the city landscape naturally absorbs and blocks sound transmission from major roads to nearby homes. Finally, adopting technological upgrades offers an immediate drop in decibels. Transitioning homes and businesses to renewable energy, like solar power, completely eliminates the need for loud, vibrating diesel generators. By combining strict regulation, smart green buffers, and clean energy tech, the city has a highly pragmatic, achievable blueprint to systematically turn down the dial. Engineering a quieter city also requires a personal shift in awareness. Public programs in schools and through the media can teach safe listening habits, helping residents understand that even common everyday noise can cause lasting damage. We require a cultural change in how we share our environment. Behavioral changes, like limiting unnecessary honking or turning down street speakers, happen when people realize that taking care of their community means respecting their neighbors' right to peace and quiet. Protecting our hearing is a critical public health priority. By upgrading our infrastructure and taking responsibility for the sound we create, we can engineer a quieter Lagos and build a healthier, more sustainable city for the future.